Hi guys, good evening everyone. I hope everything is fine at your end. I am live now and we are going to have a beautiful, wonderful session. Ask me anything once again after a long time, in fact. I have not been well for quite some time, and that is the reason that we could not have some of the sessions towards the end of our revision going on for the upcoming. And at the same time, I could not also fulfill a lot of the responsibilities that we've had towards the enrolled students, but working again, and we will try and cover as soon as. Ayush is asking how much weightage in ESI and FM is given to static and current affairs. It's very simple. In ESI, static weightage is about 30%, current affairs is about 70%. But with the descriptive, it has changed a little. I would say 50-50. Similarly, when you go to FM, the static weightage used to be 70, the current affairs used to be 30. It stands almost at the same level even for FM. For ESI in objective paper, the current affairs has a bigger weightage. The static part has a lesser weightage, objective. In descriptive, the static part has a higher weightage. The current affairs has a lesser weightage. Okay. I hope that's clear. Vaibhav has a question. How is your health and when will you take next revision session of economic survey? Don't worry. Exam से पहले ले लेंगे. I am working on English essay writing. I'm planning to give a book on English essay writing to the students as soon as possible. And I'm also working on finalizing the short notes. We are trying to proofread and finalize the short notes as fast as possible for all the enrolled students. But economic survey का session भी हो जाएगा. Don't. Okay. Divya Bansal, thank you very much. I'm glad to hear from you as well. Mukta, so the daily current affairs for RBI we have to read for May first week or more. Current affairs for RBI, no, read till 20th. Okay, this is a very important question, very good question. In fact, the question is till when do you need to read current affairs for phase 1? Read till 20th of May. Okay, very important. यहाँ से in fact between 1st and 20th of May you might find 3-4 questions. So it's an important time period. A lot of questions might come from this time period. When will you start classes and guide Nabard aspirants regularly like RBI? देखिए अतुल, very good question. RBI के लिए after the notification it becomes all the more important because then the students also get serious. Similarly for Nabard, I'm working on revising the entire ESI syllabus. The target is to complete essay writing and short notes by 15th, and from 15th to 30th focus on ESI for RBI and Nabard. तो स्पेशली नबार्ड एस्पिरेंट्स के लिए पूरा इकोनॉमिक एंड सोशल इश्यूज का सिलेबस जो है पूरा फिर से कवर किया जा रहा है. सम सेशंस हैव ऑलरेडी बीन रिकॉर्डेड और भी कुछ किए जाएंगे, but I'm planning on starting something very very soon for Nabard. Vishika has a question. For how many months do we need to remember inflation data for upcoming RBI Grade B exam? You don't need to remember monthly inflation numbers. We give out those numbers for your awareness level, awareness purposes, but don't need the inflation numbers for the examination purpose. Yearly numbers are more important. But okay, Yashik has a question. In RBI 247, finance current affairs of April month is not there. Where can I find this? Okay, let me get it checked. I think it should be there, but if it's still not there, because it's already finalized, let me get it checked once. Okay. APFC का कोई idea नहीं है. That's why I've not had a paid course on APFC, and I'm glad that the students did not invest their money on APFC. We don't know when the. Do we need to remember all the penalties by RBI on different financial institutions which are given in RBI 247 PDF? देखिए, penalties have been given for the simple reason that they were asked in the previous examination. That is why Tanvi ma'am and now Gulabsa ma'am thought that we should mention these penalties so that we don't miss out on anything. But it's completely on you. If you can remember, try to. If you cannot, it's completely, because humanly I think it's very difficult to remember. As a teacher it's easier for me to give it to you, but as a student it's okay. Will you please tell me the books for mains preparation? Kavya, the book list is available on YouTube, please go through it. गौरव, 2023 आरबीआई ग्रेड बी कब तक आएगा? पहले 2022 का हो जाए, फिर 2023 की बात करेंगे. जिस तरह से 2022 हुआ है, इट्स एक्सपेक्टेड अप्रॉक्सीमेटली सेम टाइम. How can we effectively analyze a mock test? Should we proceed topic wise or section wise? Analysis of mock test, go section wise, quant first, then reasoning, then English, then GK, something like this. And classification of questions into different parts. Total मैंने पहले 6 divisions करवाए थे last to last year. This year I called for a 3 division based classification. वो please YouTube पे देख लीजिए. Pragya has a question. Coming from non-commerce background, how should one cover up economics or accounts, finance syllabus? Could you throw some light on it? Accounts नहीं आता है in RBI. If you're talking about Sebi, you have to go through the basics. If you're talking about economics, in RBI we have Indian economy. In Sebi we have economics. Well, you have to cover from the basics. Finance, again, I spend a lot of time on the basics with the enrolled students for the simple reason कि ज़्यादातर लोग background commerce background के नहीं होते. You have to try and figure out the basics. That's the only way. Make sure that you're not finding it Chinese. Okay? Atul has a question. We need Nabard students are feeling isolated because everywhere RBI is given importance. यार अभी RBI का एग्जाम क्योंकि चल रहा है, so one team can focus on only one thing at a time. Pooja ma'am focuses a lot on Nabard. She gives all her time to Nabard only. बट वहाँ पे क्या होता है, हमारा फोकस होता है कि हम एनरोल्ड स्टूडेंट्स की जो भी क्वेरीज हैं या जो भी एडिशनल दे सकते हैं, वी फोकस ऑन दैट. दैट्स द मेन फोकस देयर. तो अभी क्या चल रहा है फोकस एरिया? डिस्क्रिप्टिव क्वेश्चंस चैप्टर वाइज प्लस ऑब्जेक्टिव क्वेश्चंस चैप्टर वाइज. दैट इज़ द फोकस राइट. सिलेबस पूरा कर चुके हैं, अभी हम फोकस कर रहे हैं कि भाई हम चैप्टर वाइज टेस्ट जितने ज़्यादा आपको दे सके वो देते हैं. अब आपको रेगुलरली हम किस तरह से यूट्यूब पे और अदरवाइज हाउ डू वी स्टे कनेक्टेड विद यू, दैट बिकम्स अ चैलेंज बिकॉज मी एंड अदर्स आर completely dedicated presently in RBI because RBI का एग्ज़ाम आ गया. बट वील ट्राई एंड फिगर समथिंग आउट. नबार्ड के लिए भी कुछ करने की कोशिश करेंगे. ठीक है. कैन यू प्लीज़ प्रोवाइड बेटर एनालिसिस ऑफ मॉक टेस्ट? कहाँ गए? वैभव इज आस्किंग डिफिकल्टी लेवल क्वेश्चन वाइज बेटर एक्सप्लेनेशन एंड अ पीयर कंपैरिजन फॉर ऑल. भाई एनालिसिस आपको ही करना है. हम वहाँ पर स्पून फीड नहीं कर सकते एंड आई डोंट इवन वांट टू डू इट. डिफ़िकल्टी लेवल वगैरह आई थिंक यू आर बिग इनफ टू एनालाइज एंड अंडरस्टैंड कि ये कितना डिफ़िकल्ट था, कितना ईजी था. एक्सप्लेनेशंस मेजॉरिटी डिफ़िकल्ट क्वेश्चंस में दिए होते हैं. इफ़ देर इज़ नो एक्सप्लेनेशन दैट मीन्स द क्वेश्चन वॉज टू ईजी, एंड इफ़ यू कुड नॉट डू इट, इफ़ यू कुड नॉट क्रैक इट, दैट मीन्स समथिंग इज़ रॉन्ग. Only the very easy questions are not provided with explanations. All the difficult questions with very comprehensive explanation as well. Peer comparison for all questions is provided test wise. ये हर एक क्वेश्चन का peer comparison करना पॉसिबल नहीं है, हर एक टेस्ट का peer comparison करना पॉसिबल है. दैट इज प्रोवाइड. एनालिसिस आपको खुद करना होगा बैठ के, अदरवाइज यू विल नॉट इम्प्रूव. यूट्यूब पे मैं बहुत डिटेल में बता चुका हूँ आपको कि किस तरह से आपको एनालाइज करने हैं. हाउ मेनी मॉक्स शुड वी अटेम्प्ट इज आस्क्ड बाय मनीषा. द मोर द बेटर. At least 10 you should be attempting because that helps you understand how time management is done. That helps you understand a lot of it. Bhavani has a question. I'm preparing at a very later stage. I'm officer at Indian Bank but strong desire to prepare for RBI Nabard, also UGC NET. Please guys. You can of course appear in all these examinations. You have to go one by one, step by step. You cannot go at once to all these examinations. आपको एक एक करके इन एग्जाम्स के जाना. So what you have to do is you're already an officer at Indian Bank. That means you have limited time in your hands. बस limited time है, तो आप क्या करोगे, एक एक करके आप स्टार्ट करोगे. First of all, let's say you figure out that RBI is my number one, UGC NET is my number one. So you start preparing for it one. and then you add on other subjects of other exams. आप एक साथ सब कुछ नहीं कर सकते. One thing common between RBI, Nabard and UGC NET is quant, reasoning, English. So you can start from there. I see you're already an officer at Indian Bank. What does that mean? That means that you're already pretty good at quant, reasoning. Let's keep it aside. Then comes the syllabus of RBI, Nabard and UGC. Try and cover it one by one. UGC NET cover. That's how you go forward. Okay. डिटेल स्ट्रैटेजी बताना पॉसिबल नहीं है अभी. फॉर दैट यू गेट टू मी, कैन टॉक एंड वी कैन डिसाइड. Bhavani saying me under general OH category. What does that mean? Agendra has a question. For upcoming regulatory bodies and bank exams in upcoming 6 months, what should be correct strategy of current affairs? Keep specific focus on Nabard. Nabard की बहुत सिंपल है स्ट्रैटेजी करंट अफेयर्स की. PIB करंट अफेयर्स कवर करिए प्लस स्पॉटलाइट कवर करिए एंड यूर डन विद मेजॉरिटी ऑफ करंट अफेयर्स नीड्स ऑफ Nabard. एग्रीकल्चर करंट अफेयर्स बहुत कम पूछा जाता है, वेरी मिनिमली इट इज आस्क्ड. So you have to focus on two things: spotlight plus PIB current. Topic wise current affairs, I'm assuming inside PIB current. Okay, काफ़ी सारे questions आ रहे हैं. For management UGC NET please guide. भाई UGC NET के लिए please talk to Shubham sir, and there is a channel of ours on YouTube, UGC NET Research Center. Please वहाँ जाके शुभम सर से बात कर सकते हो आप डिटेल में. ही इज़ अ बेटर पर्सन टू UGC NET because he looks after everything related to you. डिप्टी डायरेक्टर के लिए फाइनेंस मैनेजमेंट और HRM को कैसे टैकल करें? सिलेक्शन, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू हैव टू टेल मी कि भाई आपका कितना हो गया है, कितना सिलेबस आप बताएंगे मुझे कि कितना कवर किया है, देन आई कैन गाइड. सर आर PIB 247 YouTube videos enough to cover daily PIB? Yes, they cover daily PIB. DS, will you also give RBI Grade B exam? Yes, I do, like every year, and the purpose is very simple, to see the level of paper. Robin, why is your course so costly? I cannot afford because of the quality that is provided. ये commodity नहीं है, बिस्किट नहीं है मार्केट से जो आप खरीद रहे हो. पार्ले जी इज़ फॉर 5 rupees, but you go and buy some other biscuit of it else, it's costlier because it has more stuff in it. Similarly here also, is much more comprehensive, much more things are talked about, much more things discussed, ज़्यादा comprehensively cover करते हैं. It is expensive, and because of the time that I'm spending with you guys on the course, I also have to make sure that I recover all the costs that I put in for the course. देखने में बहुत लगता है कि यार कुछ भी कॉस्ट नहीं है, 2-3 टीचर ही तो हैं, बट नहीं ऐसा. When can we expect Nabard Grade A 2022? Pooja ma'am recently answered this question. It is expected very soon. By soon I mean August September. वो टाइम पीरियड लगता है कि तब तक आ सकता. Right time to prepare, because if the notification comes and when the notification comes, not have enough time. Srijan has a question. I have been studying for RBI Grade B for quite a few months, and after giving mocks, I understood that I'm strong in GA and English, but not in reasoning better. So make sure that you strengthen yourself in reasoning, because that is where majority of the students lack. And that is where you have to pull up your socks. Try and go back to the basics. If your basics are not clear in a topic in quant or reasoning, cover those basics and then try and come back again to a test and see if you can crack those. Okay, what should be the target score in QRE? Avantika, there is no target score. Last to last year, the cutoff was 122. Last year, the cutoff was 66. Almost half of last to last year's cutoff. So there is no target score. It completely depends upon the difficulty level of the examination. You have to try and take tests as many times as possible and see how you can. Does Spotlight have PIB GA? No, Spotlight is different. PIB 247 is different. These are two different maths. How to cover Nabard Grade A Phase 1 and Phase 2 ESI ARD simultaneously? Simultaneously cover करना है दिन में. You cannot pick up more than 2 subjects. You have to pick up a maximum of 2 subjects every day, not more than. Okay. एक डिटेल टाइम टेबल बनाया हुआ है. I will be releasing calendar very soon. You can try and get it from the website. उसमें बहुत अच्छे तरीके से डिटेल तरीके से पूरा कवर करके भी दिया जाए. Okay. Is the level of DI and puzzle in test series same as the level of real examination? Yes, it is a level higher than the actual exam. एक notch ऊपर का हम देते हैं. How much time would it take to crack JRF management? 3 to 6 months it takes to cover the entire syllabus and make sure that you have a JRF in your hand. 3 से 6 महीने आपको लग सकते हैं. Okay, Utkarsh is asking, RBI prep, how many months is more than enough for a beginner? It's not about time, it's about focus. Please understand this very clearly. It's not about time, it's about focus. So you have to try and focus on completing the syllabus rather than focusing on the time that it take. If you put in all your energies, 6 months is more than enough to cover the syllabus twice with a good level of writings. 6 months is the time. Vaishnav, Nabard recruit this year. Yes, it is an annual examination. It's an officer-led organization. They will recruit. What should be the ideal combination if I want to study 2 subjects per day? Manish Mishra has this question. कोई आइडियल कॉम्बिनेशन नहीं है. ऐसा आपको अपने पहले स्ट्रॉन्ग और वीक एरियाज आइडेंटिफाई करने हैं एंड देन यू हैव टू क्रिएट योर ओन कॉम्बिनेशन. प्रॉब्लम. Hello. So there is no. Yes. So there is no ideal combination. There is no ideal combination. Every combination is as good as it is for you. Every combination can be bad for you. Depends upon your strong areas and weak areas. I would recommend that you pick up one strong area, one weak. Let's say मेरा ARD बहुत weak है. So pick it up. Let's say my reasoning is very strong. So I pick it up. So I revise reasoning plus I cover ARD with it. Ravina is asking, could not remember the CA. I read for 5 months CA, but when I attempt mock, I could not recall it. Revise it again. If you cannot recall current affairs, focus on revision. जितनी बार revise करेंगे उतना. What is decent score of your test series for RBI Grade B? देखिए स्पॉटलाइट से क्वेश्चंस आते हैं सारे के सारे. So of course the score goes up. I would say that 100 plus is a decent score for anything given in the test. Robin Paul is asking, I'm going to buy your course, but how will I get guidance from your side? देखिए 2-3 अलग अलग मोड्स होते हैं जिसके थ्रू गाइडेंस होती है. ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं आपको अकेले बैठ के पढ़ाऊँगा. फर्स्ट क्लास सेकंड क्लास में तो हम हैं नहीं. So that is not possible and that is not desirable. What happens is you study on your own. I give you a timetable and weekly we try and sit together with such sessions so that you can ask me your doubts. 6 to 8 p.m. every day I take up doubts of enrolled students on call. Plus there is a dedicated discussion forum for enrolled students. जब अपने doubts डालोगे और मैं आप solve it. I got less marks in my intermediate due to my ex-girlfriend who broke up a month before the exam. What to say fast in Sebi interview? I think you can mention this. Very funny and very honest. It makes sense. If you're emotionally not ready for something, how can you prepare? How can you give all that you have? So you can, I think, honestly talk about this as well. It's going to be funny. At the same time, it's honest. At the same time, it makes. Keep it as it is. I would recommend. So reason I mainly face problems in puzzles where there is no single direct statement given, and when the puzzle is quite long, leave the puzzles. Don't focus on the puzzles. There are 35 questions other than puzzles. Try and score at least 30 out of 35 in those questions. Puzzles में 4 या 5 आएंगे आपके पास, उनमें से आपको एक ही करना है, सारे नहीं. Should we prepare phase 2 now with phase 1 or just focus on phase 1? Please answer. Are you asking for RBI, Nabard, RBI 2022, RBI 2023? Please specify. Okay. Madhumita, when will Tanvi ma'am start with finance current affairs? Finance current affairs are starting from Monday. Why my name is in Nabard Grade A selection list in your ad? I didn't even clear. आपका नाम भी मुझे नहीं पता है. Compau, I don't know who are you. अगर आपने क्लियर किया होगा, आपसे फ़ोन करके पूछा होगा, तभी डाला होगा. ऐसे तो नहीं डालेंगे. आप अपना सही नाम बताइए तो हम वेरीफाई कर. Remembering numbers are important from budget and economic survey or the current affairs numbers are also important. So budget and survey numbers are important and current affairs numbers are important. Two facts are very important. Utkarsh, current affairs for RBI is equal to Spotlight plus PIB plus newspaper. What more to add? RBI 247, Spotlight plus PIB plus RBI 247 plus topic wise current. आपकी गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स और वो सब चीज़ें. What will be a good attempt for reasoning for RBI grade B? I will tell you a good score in reasoning, not a good attempt, because attempt तो आप 60 भी करके आ सकते हो, but score आपका कितना आता है, that is important. I think 30 is a decent score in reasoning. Is Spotlight enough for phase 1 RBI? No, Spotlight is not enough. You have to cover Spotlight plus PIB current affairs plus RBI 247. आपको सारी चीज़ें कवर करके जानी है. Very important, and that is what we have been revising for the past one. Aspirant is another question. Why your course is so costly? Because it is better, because the quality that I provide, the amount of time that I spend with you. आपके साथ लाइव राइटिंग वगैरह करते हैं, और लाइव राइटिंग में ऐसा नहीं होता है कि मैं किसी को भी बैठा दूंगा और वो आपको लाइव राइटिंग करा. नॉट अ कमोडिटी. नॉट एनी वन कैन टीच यू राइटिंग स्किल्स. आई हैव टू सिट विद यू skills. That is what we do. I spend time on all students, and that is why the expensive, because of the cost that I incur on providing. Yes, I speak decent English, but my tone is very different. Sometimes confuses what he wants to speak. Will that be a problem in the future? Try and work on your tone. It is not something that cannot be improved. Okay? There is a problem. You figure it out. You know that it is a problem. Try and work on it. It should not sound odd. It should not be confused. Divya has an interesting question. Can we clear quant cutoff just by preparing DI and number series? No, you cannot, and you should not rely only on two subjects or two topics for clearing the cutoff. Of course, try and cover as much as possible. You still have time. हम 2 महीने से पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं. Try and ensure कि आप वो आ रहे हैं. Okay. Annual surveys like AEPS, NEP important for phase 1? Yes, they are. How to score 90% plus marks in mains for banking exams? मेंस में 90% प्लस मार्क्स नहीं आते भाई. बैंकिंग एग्जाम्स के लिए हम आपको नहीं करते. फोकस इज ऑन आरबीआई सेबी एंड. व्हेन कैन वी एक्सपेक्ट नाबार्ड 2021 कट ऑफ मार्क्स? अभी तक तो नहीं आए हैं. एक्सपेक्टेड इन द नेक्स्ट 15 days. कैन आई आस्क सेबी रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस हियर? यस, वेरी मच. व्हाट इज़ द बेस्ट सोर्स फॉर पीआईबी एंड एग्रीकल्चर करंट अफेयर्स? पीआईबी के लिए पीआईबी करंट अफेयर्स. एग्रीकल्चर इज़ हमने ट्राई किया था, बट एग्रीकल्चर इतना आता नहीं है. डेली करंट अफेयर्स नॉट वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट ऑल्सो फॉर एग्जामिनेशन व्यू. देयरफॉर एग्री करंट अफेयर्स, ट्राई एंड कवर इट मंथली. एनुइटी ड्यू एंड एनुइटी क्वेश्चन की कैलकुलेशन के लिए कैलकुलेटर अलाउड होगा? क्वेश्चन में ज़्यादा कैलकुलेशन हैं. कैलकुलेटर फॉर विच एग्जाम आर यू आस्किंग? इफ़ यू आर आस्किंग फॉर आरबीआई नहीं आते अब न्यूमेरिकल क्वेश्चन. इफ यू आर आस्किंग सेबी, calculator is given to you. Okay, if there is a requirement, if SEBI feels that there is a requirement of calculator, they'll provide you a digital guide. How to speak decent English? There is a website, Ingwit. मैं देखता हूँ if I can provide you a link. I really love it. See, if you want to work in English, on your English, you have to make sure that you're spending time on it. You're thinking in English, that's the first step. Secondly, join a course available online, a good course that can teach you. Ingwit is good. Everything is completely free on the website and it's good. इकोनॉमिक सर्वे फेज़ 1 आरबीआई, हाउ टू डू इट? मैंने आपको पूरा इकोनॉमिक सर्वे पढ़ाया है एक एक चैप्टर करके. प्लीज़ ट्राई एंड कवर दैट. डेली 4 hours टाइम मिल रहा है, हाउ कैन आई यूटिलाइज इट मैक्स फॉर द रिमेनिंग डेज. ट्राई एंड रिवाइज एज पर द रिविजन टाइम टेबल दैट हैज़ बीन गिवन यू. नेक्स्ट 15 दिन का जो भी टाइम टेबल है, 20 दिन का, वो आपको दी, एंड स्टिक विद दैट. अगर वो भी करोगे तो इट. हाउ मेनी प्योर फैक्ट्स और नंबर्स आंसर क्वेश्चन एक्सपेक्टेड फॉर फेज 1. ऐसा कोई, आई एम नॉट गॉड सो आई कैन नॉट टेल यू. इवन गॉड वुड नॉट नो हाउ मेनी क्वेश्चंस ऑफ फैक्ट्स एंड नंबर्स आर एक्सपेक्टेड. ठीक, वो सब फोरकास्टिंग में नहीं घुसते बिकॉज दैट इज ऑल gambling and speculation. That does not make any sense. Focus on completing the syllabus. How is Nabard grade A if you're working as IT inspector? See, depends at what level are you working as an IT inspector. Nabard grade A, of course, gives you a lot of exposure. If as an IT inspector you're not getting enough exposure, then you can think of it. But yes, the amount of value you will have in the society, pompousness that you will have in the will lesser. IT inspectors ki was. How many months PIB is required for Nabard? 1 year, 1 year, 1 year. What sections of spotlight should be covered on priority basis for one? Can be directly start with one. Just you think. One-liners are for revision. I am not going to recommend you one-liners for your priority. Purposes expected था कि आप 2 महीने से पढ़ रहे हो. अगर आप लास्ट के 10 दिन पढ़ोगे तो of course the quality of your preparation will suffer. And then you cannot blame spotlight or anything else that you read because one-liners are meant for revision only, not for your primary studies. Okay? What sections of spotlight? There is no division like that. Try and cover all the sections. IQ is asking for RBI Grade B. I think IQ was asking a question on annuity, etc. etc. Annuity वगैरह RBI Grade B में अब नहीं आता. Can I start prep for RBI Grade B along with a graduation to crack in first attempt? You should. If you have the time and if you have the willingness, I think you should. That is the best time to start. I'm aiming for 2023 RBI assistant, also grade B. Where to start? I'm already aspirant. Pick up the syllabus, go through the syllabus, start with the syllabus. The syllabus is the key, whether it is quant, reasoning, English, or ESI finance. Syllabus is key. Do not give enough or too much importance to current affairs. Start with this. Vipin is asking, I'm giving RBI examination for the first time this year. Confused if we can switch between sections during the exam. You cannot switch between the sections. There is sectional timing. Olive board mock test based on RBI interface does not allow this. You cannot switch. Is it best time to prepare for Sebi? Will Sebi notification come in 2023? Yes, it is expected in 2022 or 2023. The faster the better. See, these are competitive examinations. A student can clear it in 1 month's preparation. Another student might not be able to clear it with 1 year preparation. It's not about the time, it's about your preparation, the level of your preparation. Try and focus on preparing well for the rather than focusing on how much time do you have left. How to deal with exam pressure at the exam center, any tips to stay calm? Okay, let me take up this question. It's a very good question. How to stay motivated and how to deal with pressure in the exam. Very good question, Atisha. There is a very small thing that you can do. It works all the time. It works with everyone. And what you can do is beautiful small advice, small tip that you can use. Let's say I'm sitting in the examination hall and I'm writing the exam. I suddenly feel that I'm getting it out of, it's going out of control. I'm not able to stay motivated. 5 questions aa gaye, I was not able to answer. And I'm feeling demotivated. I'm feeling stressed. What will happen? I think I'm losing it. Take a gap. Keep everything down. Close your eyes. Take a gap of 10 seconds. It's not going to kill your paper. Take a gap and deep breaths for 10-15. Just take deep breaths like this. Get your focus back. Start your exam. That's what you. ये करना है आपको एग्जाम. This is how you deal with stress. There will be a lot of time periods, a lot of moments in the final examination, and you will and you will feel that it's going out of control and I'm going to make it. You have to take a deep breath at that time to get your focus back. You have to try and take some deep breaths and tell yourself that you can still make it. Not over till it's over. Still left with, let's say, 100 questions and with 100. आपको focus करना है कि let's go to the 100 remaining and clear the exam. Whenever you feel that the exam is going full, get your focus back, putting everything down, closing your eyes, taking some deep breaths, telling yourself it's still possible. Let me just attempt the remaining. Then I'll think about whether I'll be able. That's what you do. You might have to do it, let's say, 3 times, 4 times in one exam, but it's completely allowed to do it. You should do it. I think that answers the question. Please start using it. Please start following it. Jayesh has a question. When are you launching course for RBI 2020? Already launched. Start हो चुका है. ESI उसमें स्टार्ट करेंगे जल्दी ही. ESI का आपको नया कोर्स देना. हर साल कोर्स रिवाइज करने की कोशिश करते हैं. इस साल भी कोर्स में बहुत सारे एडिशंस किए हैं. नया कोर्स स्टार्ट हो रहा है. Taking up all the class whole and it started. As a fresher, how much time does it take for preparing QRE? Gursimran has this question. About 2 months it takes if you want to be good at reading and English as a start. उत्कर्ष, next RBI examination next year March April के आसपास होगा. Please provide RBI 247. भाई वो start कर चुके हैं. It is going to be held from Monday again. Enrolled students को तो मिल ही रहा है regular. The videos are starting from which months PIB and RBI 247 should be covered. Minimum 6 months, maximum 1 year. If you've not covered it already, then minimum 6 months max. Will there be an offer on your Nabard course? Already offers are going on. I'm qualified for Sebi interview. I have done some NISM certification, but in the PDF form there is no column to. You cannot insert a new row. Please don't do that. But you might have space in the education area. There are 4 rows given there. If you have space there, then you mention it. Otherwise, you can mention things in one row. छोटा छोटा लिख के आप एक रो में 2 चीजें लिख सकते हो. I would recommend that you mention. इस मंथ का करंट अफेयर्स जो मैम करा रही हैं सिर्फ वो कर लें. नहीं, देखिए पूरा कवर करिए जो भी मैम दे रही हैं डेली बेसिस पे. प्लीज ट्राई एंड कवर द एंटायर थिंग बिकॉज दिस 1 मंथ इज वेरी. ये जो लास्ट मंथ होता है एग्जामिनेशन, ये बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट. प्लीज प्रोवाइड 6 मंथ स्टैटिक न्यूज़ इन 1 वीडियो. सचिन भाई रिवीजन ऑलरेडी चल रहा है बहुत एग्रेसिवली, बहुत कॉम्प्रिहेंसिवली. प्लीज ट्राई एंड फॉलो दैट. कूपन कोड फॉर फेज 1 टेस्ट सीरीज आपको वेबसाइट पे मिल जाएंगी अगर कुछ चल रहा होगा तो. When will you start uploading FM short notes? Sabina is asking. Sabina की प्रूफ रीडिंग ही चल रही है. दैट इज़ व्हाट इज़ गोइंग ऑन. प्रॉब्ली आज रात से या कल सुबह से अपलोड होना शुरू है. फ्लैश कार्ड्स नहीं है दिस टाइम. वी आर गिविंग वन लाइनर्स आई थिंक ऑलरेडी करंट अफेयर्स के दे चुकी है. तो यू कैन. ओके. इज़ इट नेसेसरी टू रीपर्चेज? आप ऑलरेडी खरीद चुके हैं तो कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है खरीदने की. अगर एक्सपायर हो जाएगा तो फिर पड़ेगी. ओके, मैं आपको लिंक दे देता हूँ फॉर द टेस्ट सीरीज दैट हैज़ बीन. इफ़ यू वांट टू यू कैन एनरोल इन द टेस्ट सीरीज. फेज़ 1 फेज़ 2 दोनों की अलग अलग टेस्ट सीरीज लॉन्च हो चुकी है. Nabard total duration, how much from notification training start for selected candidate? 2 से 3 महीना लग सकता है. Takes that much time. How much time should be allotted for RBI Grade B if I'm preparing for UPSC side by side? Amazing question. Very well. Very good to see that you have this option in mind while preparing, because it's a good option, and students should keep as plan B while preparing. I think you can take out probably 1 day every week. You do that from now, you will be prepared well before 2020. Okay, one day every week. That is, I think, a better criteria. हाउ टू कवर करंट अफेयर्स फॉर जैन फेब मार्च. अब रिविजन हमारे चल रहे हैं, उसके थ्रू कर सकते हो. Harish, your age seems to be below 30. Why don't you join RBI? No, I am not below 30. I'm 30, not eligible to join RBI. One liner is for enrolled students. Yes, one liner is for students. Is Uma Kapila and Puri and Mishra enough for 2023? Uma Kapila and Mishra and Puri are for ESI, Economic and Social Issues. सिलेबस में FM भी है, वो भी आपको पढ़ना है. सिलेबस में इंग्लिश भी है, वो भी आपको लिखना है. सिलेबस में मैथ्स, रीजनिंग, इंग्लिश, करंट अफेयर्स भी है, वो भी आपको पढ़ना है. आपको थाली दी हुई है पूरी, आपको सब कुछ खाना है. You cannot just eat one thing and throw away the remaining. आपको फिर से थाली नहीं मिलेगी, फिर से अटेम्प्ट नहीं मिलेगा. Sachin, we will try and pitch it to Neha ma'am and see how she responds. If she has the time, she will try and. Okay, sir, enrolled students can access 10 mocks given by you recently. Yes, of course. आप देखिए जाके सारे mocks already provided हैं, आप उनको लिखना start कर दीजिए. How to improve accuracy in English? Practice, practice, practice. Way. How should I prepare for RBI Grade B while working as a SAP consultant for Accenture? Congratulations first on working side by side and having this discipline of preparing for the examination. Take out just 2 to 3 hours every day, that's it. Try and cover the syllabus in these 2 to 3 hours first. सिलेबस कंप्लीट करो पहले. सुबह का टाइम निकाल सकते हो 2 से 3 घंटा, शाम को निकल सकता है 2 घंटे, नहीं भी निकलता है, इट्स कंप्लीट फाइन. ट्राई एंड कवर द सिलेबस. सिलेबस आपका पूरा हो जाए ESI फाइनेंस मैनेजमेंट का, फिर आप मेरे पास आइए, मुझसे पूछिए, कॉल करके मैं आपको बताऊँ. फैक्ट्री कॉस्ट क्या होता है? कॉस्टिंग का क्वेश्चन यहाँ की पूछ रहे हैं. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, फैक्ट्री कॉस्ट इज द कॉस्ट दैट इज spent or that is incurred when you're producing something in the factory. For example, आपकी एक कंपनी है और उसमें एक लेट्स से अकाउंटेंट बैठा है. अब अकाउंटेंट फैक्ट्री में तो बैठता नहीं, एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन का पार्ट ऑफ फैक्ट्री. So whatever cost you are incurring on accounting, factory cost. On the other hand, आपकी फैक्ट्री में इलेक्ट्रिसिटी एक कॉस्ट दी हुई है कि भाई ये कॉस्ट फैक्ट्री से 10 लाख रुपये आई है पूरे साल. दैट इज़ अ पार्ट ऑफ योर. ओके, दैट इज़ हाउ यू कैलकुलेट फैक्ट्री. Ravi Ranjan, I'm a simple graduate from Bihar, no work experience. Is it hamper my RBI interview? No, it will not hamper your RBI interview, but try and improve your English, not only speaking but also writing. See that you are not very fluently good at writing English also. Try and start working. वीडियो प्लस PDF. यस, द PDF इज़ इम्पॉर्टेंट. वीडियो में सारे टॉपिक्स नहीं लिए जाते हैं. युवराज क्वेश्चन के लिए PDF कवर करना डेली करंट अफेयर्स का ज़रूरी. स्टैटिक GK प्रॉबल वेटेज अबाउट 5 to 10 मार्क्स. UGC NET channel name is UGC NET Research Center. Okay. How to boost confidence at this particular time when we start self-doubting ourselves? Try and focus on practicing. जितना ज़्यादा टेस्ट लिखोगे उतना ज़्यादा होता चला जाएगा. Try and keep writing tests. Try and keep attending the live sessions that are being held. इससे आपको confidence मिलेगा. Okay. How much hours is needed daily for preparation of Sebi? Focus on the syllabus. Do not focus on number of hours. But 4 hours I think are good enough if you want to prepare for the next 6 months to 8 months. Try करो कि आप 4 घंटे निकाल के syllabus. Is RBI Grade B will be feel easy to crack for IAS aspirant or bank aspirant? भाई IAS aspirant हो तो ऑफ कोर्स आसान होगा, बैंक एस्पिरेंट तो ज़्यादा पढ़ना पड़ेगा. Jayesh has a question. I'm working in Indian Railways. I've done BTech in mechanical. Is there any disadvantage? W no disadvantage. All. कोई भी disadvantage नहीं है. Utkarsh has a question. QRE is done. I have prepared 40% for UPSC. My CSAT also is in place. I'm thinking about big under the. Is it viable? Very much viable and much desirable. दोनों ही चीज़ में आप हर्षित, जनरल अवेयरनेस में आपकी स्पॉटलाइट के एमसीक्यू सेल्फ कवर कर लूँ तो कितना परसेंटेज प्रेप हो जाएगा? 30 to 40% प्रेपरेशन होगा. आई वुड नॉट रिकमेंड स्टिकिंग टू ओनली दी क्वेश्चन. ट्राई एंड कवर दी एंटायर. इतना डिमांड करता है आरबीआई. Is 20 days enough for covering 3 months current affairs? Very much possible, very much desirable. कवर करिए, 3 महीने का पॉसिबल है. How can beginners start their preparation? I am निर्भय and pursuing my under. Hammer, एक 4 months का प्लान अभी रिलीज़ किया जाएगा. यू कैन यूज़ दैट टू स्टार्ट योर प्रिपरेशन. जस्ट वेट फॉर 2-3 days. आज मॉर्निंग में ही फाइनल किया है. बहुत जल्दी उसको मैं एक वीडियो बना के आपको बताऊंगा. चलिए, so this was all for today's session. I hope I have been able to answer a lot of questions related to your preparation, and I'm very sure that you are preparing well. We will be starting something very soon for both Nabard and RBI aspirants of 2023. So stay tuned and keep attending my sessions. एक नई सीरीज़ भी स्टार्ट करी है जिसमें मैं छोटे छोटे जो भी इम्पोर्टेंट इन्फॉर्मेशंस होती हैं, जो भी अपडेशंस होती हैं विद रिस्पेक्ट टू करंट अफेयर्स, वो मैं आप तक लेने के आने की कोशिश करता हूँ. कि भाई जैसे कि मैंने आज आपको बताया ऑन यूट्यूब पे मैंने आपको बताया आज की जो CRR बढ़ा है, जो रेपो रेट, रिवर्स रेपो रेट बढ़ा है, व्हाट आर द इम्प्लीकेशंस ऑफ दैट फॉर द इकोनॉमी एंड फॉर द पीपल. तो ऐसी चीज़ें मैं आपके साथ में लेने जाने की कर रहा हूँ. ट्राई एंड पुश दैट अप बाय वॉचिंग दोज वीडियोज़ एंड शेयरिंग इट विद योर फ्रेंड्स, बिकॉज वहाँ पर मैं फाइनेंशियली और नॉलेज बेस आपका बढ़ाने की. चलिए, दैट्स ऑल फॉर टुडे. ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट फॉर योर अपकमिंग RBI examination. All the very best for your upcoming. I'll see you very yet again. Take care. Bye bye.